Sarah, a young mother, found herself kicked out of her home by her husband Luke and took refuge with her daughter Natalie in her grandmother Mary's old house. She didn't imagine that this decision would change her life forever. In the meantime, to not miss other exciting stories like this, subscribe to our channel, but now enjoy. Sarah had always been a strong and determined woman. Raised by her grandmother Mary after the premature death of her mother, she had learned to find strength and hope, even in the darkest moments. Mary, with her wisdom and unconditional love, had instilled in Sarah the value of family and love. When Sarah met Luke, it seemed that fate was finally smiling on her. Young and charming, Luke promised her a life of happiness and security. But as time passed, those promises were shattered by the harsh reality of responsibilities and daily difficulties. Natalie's birth brought joy, but also new challenges. Luke began to feel oppressed by responsibilities, seeking refuge in nights out with friends and increasingly neglecting his family. Sarah, on the other hand, devoted herself completely to Natalie, trying to offer her daughter the love and security that she herself had received from Mary. But the situation with Luke worsened day by day, to the point of breaking. One evening, after yet another argument, Luke kicked Sarah out of the house, leaving her with nowhere to go. The once vibrant connection between them had crumbled beyond repair, and now she was left with nothing but the cold silence of the night and a heart full of despair. Sally, feeling utterly defeated, wandered the streets aimlessly, clutching her phone with trembling hands, unsure of who to call or where to turn. So she found herself having to start over, returning to Mary's old house. That wooden house, simple but full of memories and love, became the refuge where Sarah and Natalie tried to find some serenity. The days passed slowly and tiresomely. Sarah took care of the house, trying to transform that old house into a welcoming place for herself and Natalie. Every corner of the house reminded her of Mary, the grandmother who had raised her with so much love and sacrifice. While working in the garden, she noticed something in the mailbox. Among the correspondence, a long and sophisticated-looking envelope caught her attention. It contained a message from a lawyer, Peter, who was in charge of affairs relating to Mary's assets. The woman stared at the letter in disbelief. She had no idea that her life was about to take an unexpected turn. Peter asked for her presence in his office as soon as she received the letter. Sarah, perplexed, contacted Peter and made an appointment to find out what was happening. As the day of the meeting approached, Sarah was nervous but also hopeful. When she arrived at Peter's office, she was greeted with warmth and professionalism. "Hi, Sarah, it's nice to finally meet you. I apologize for not contacting you sooner, but your grandmother insisted that I not do it directly. She wanted everything done right," Peter said with a reassuring smile. Sarah was confused and curious. "What is this, Peter? Why didn't Grandma want me to know right away?" Peter took a deep breath and began to explain. "The house is not the only asset that Mary left to you and Natalie. When she fell ill, she decided to resolve some personal issues and discovered something surprising. Decades ago, your father left her an ancient piece of land that she believed to be worthless. But as she explored the land, she discovered a water source, which significantly increased the value of the property. The once overlooked plot was now a treasure trove, attracting attention from developers and investors alike. What had seemed like a forgotten inheritance turned out to be the key to her future, changing her life in ways she could have never imagined. Sarah listened in disbelief and speechless. A water source? I can't believe it. Sarah's emotions were a mix of surprise, gratitude, and hope. She couldn't believe that her grandmother had thought of all this for her and Natalie. Peter handed her a letter. Your grandmother asked me to give you this letter. I think it's only right that you read it now. Sarah opened the letter with shaking hands. Mary's words were like a warm embrace. If you are enjoying the story, would you be kind enough to leave a like and subscribe to the channel? Thank you so much for the support. My dear Sarah, I hope you're doing well. I am so sorry I did not share this information with you sooner. I imagine Peter has already made you aware of the situation. When I realized that this illness would shorten my days, I took steps to ensure that you and Natalie would have a safe and prosperous future. My father left me these lands many years ago. At the time, they did not have much value, but time has been generous with us, and the lands have increased in value in a way that I could not even imagine. I know that you wanted to build a family for your daughter, but it hurts me to see how Luke treated you. I know it's not ideal, but I want to tell you that just as I raised you alone, you can be all the family Natalie needs. I hope this legacy can open the door to a new chapter in your lives and a bright future for you and Natalie. Always remember the love you share, and know that even if I'm absent, I'll always be rooting for your success and happiness. With all my love, Mary. Sarah could not hold back her tears. How precious her grandmother's love and care was. She felt more determined than ever to restore not only the house, but also the life that Mary wanted for her and Natalie. This unexpected turn of events brought with it the promise of a new beginning and the opportunity to build a more stable future for the little family. With the revelation of her inheritance, Sarah found the strength and resources to rebuild her life and that of Natalie. She began to work with determination, gradually transforming the old house into a welcoming and hopeful place. Luke's presence became increasingly distant, while Sarah and Natalie built a new life together, full of hope and determination. Sarah's story reminds us that even when all seems lost, we can find the strength to start again.